Fabulous Engineering Limited, Zambia's largest and most advanced modern engineering company. We provide superior engineering solutions of any scale and are committed to delivering highly professional and comprehensive service to our customers, ensuring complete satisfaction. We are unaffected by power cut as we have installed 2 high-capacity generators. This guarantees round-the-clock efficiency. FAIR boasts of unique and exclusive machineries such as lathe, universal boring and milling, internal slotting, surface grinder, shaping, radial drilling, heat treatment furnace for hardening, shutter manufacturing, ducting pipe manufacturing, rolling, plate banding, hydraulic press, plasma cutting machines, fuel pump testing bench, injector testing machine, hydraulic pipe clamping machine, hydraulic pipe fitting, and many more. We are manufacturing specialists of shop shutters and ducting pipes. We also offer the following services: maintenance and repair and on-site support. Call us on 0955 764 011, 0979 698 382 or 0969 064 419. Email info@fabulousengineering.com. We are located at plot number 7204 Kachiza Road, Light Industrial Area in Lusaka. Fabulous Engineering Limited, Zambia's largest and most advanced engineering company.
It's a lovely evening and a warm welcome to Camnet TV main news. I am your presenter, Namwinga Mwinga. We now look at the news headlines. Government pleads for Bill 10 votes. Voter registration to begin in October ahead of the 2021 general elections. Government blocks youths from voicing out in the presence of media. In international news, Burundi court rules to end power vacuum following Nkurunziza death. And in sports, Patson Daka continues to shine. We now take a break. We'll be back shortly for more news after this.
Can I have that meal over there? And I really want that crisp, fresh apple taste from the garden. Can I have happy apple?
I think I'll have my big bite 2 meal with happy waziwaka. Give us your
Enjoy an appetizing big bite meal with an happy drink of your choice. A meal is not a meal without an happy drink. And now introducing Happy in a can.
The news in detail. The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has announced that the voter registration exercise will commence on the 18th of October 2020 ahead of the 2021 general elections. The Commission says it is currently engaging the Treasury for funds towards the exercise and the election itself. ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Nshindano announced this at a media briefing held in Lusaka at the Commission offices. More follows in this report.
The Electoral Commission of Zambia, ECZ, has announced that the voter registration exercise will commence on October 18th, 2020, ahead of the 2021 general elections. The Commission says it is currently engaging the Treasury for funds towards the exercise and the 2021 elections. The registration period has been reduced from 60 to 30 days due to tight deadlines leading to elections that have been affected by the outbreak of the coronavirus in the country. The Commission says it has made various adjustments to the election timetable in order to beat the tight timelines leading to the 2021 general elections. ECZ Chief Electoral Officer Patrick Nshindano announced during a media briefing today that the Commission had to make adjustments in the election timetable in the view of the coronavirus. He says the Commission has reviewed stakeholder recommendations about its intention to embark on a new voter register of voters which targets 9 million voters in Zambia. The voter registration exercise will include mobile as well as online voter registration. In this regard, every eligible voter will have to register and verify their details under the register for the 2021. However, prisoners have been allowed to vote in the forthcoming elections, a move which might not sit well with the opposition political parties in Zambia, as they have always stood against this idea.
The Commission has further reviewed stakeholder concerns and recommendations about its intention to embark on a new register of voters, which targets 9 million voters. The Commission undertook a thorough analysis of the situation and different scenarios of preparing the register of voters for the 2021 general election. Arising from this analysis, the Commission has concluded that it would be in the best interest of all the stakeholders and the general public for the Commission to undertake a fresh registration of voters whilst ensuring that the current registered voters are still retained on the provision that they present themselves for verification, update, and capture of additional information required, including biometric capture. This is 10 fingerprints and a portrait.
Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Justice Minister Given Lubinda has advised politicians against misleading Zambians over the much talked about Bill 10. Mr. Lubinda says government will and has continued to show transparency in the manner in which the constitution amendment process is being handled and wonders why some stakeholders are accusing it of bulldozing the process. Mr. Lubinda said this when he gave a presentation of the gazetted version of the Constitution Amendment Bill number 10 of 2019 in Lusaka Friday morning. More in this report.
Zambia has been in a process of amending its constitution for the 5th time since independence. However, concerns have continued to be raised about the process, with stakeholders airing out their misgivings. But government through Justice Minister Given Lubinda assures the public that at no point will government doctor the process to its own advantage.
Dear members of the press, your government reaffirms its commitment of engendering trust and consensus building in the legislative process, while acknowledging that the legislative authority of the Republic is derived from the people of Zambia and is exercised through the legislative power of Parliament by virtue of Article 62 of the Constitution, Cap 1 of the laws of Zambia. I therefore would like to end by reassuring all of us Zambians of the commitment of His Excellency President Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu and his total loyalty to the people of Zambia, as well as his unflinching dedication to ensuring that the constitution-making process does not leave anyone behind.
Mr. Lubinda has since appealed to members of parliament to vote for the bill once brought on the floor of the House.
All I can do, therefore, is to call upon all well-meaning MPs to vote in favor of the bill at second reading, so that, and I commit myself again, so that I may request Honorable Mr. Speaker to order the reproduction of the bill.
The minister further had this to say.
Some have even gone to the extent of calling upon government to withdraw Bill 10 so as to rewrite it to incorporate the committee's recommendations. Government assurances on the floor of the National Assembly of the people of Zambia were not enough. Surprisingly, this proposition has been made by some members of Parliament who should know better that the procedures of Parliament do not allow for that kind of process. A bill that is withdrawn from Parliament cannot be admitted during the same session of Parliament. And when it is presented, it has to be presented as a completely new bill. There is no provision in the standing orders of Parliament that would allow government to withdraw Bill 10 of 2019, change it and bring it back as Bill 10 2019. There are no such provisions.
Minister of Justice Given Luminda further added that Bill 10 cannot be withdrawn as it will mean being in Parliament for not less than 12 months. Reporting for Camnet News, Tennyson Kaunda II, Lusaka.
The Water Resource Management Authority, WAMA, says about 2.6 billion kwacha is this year expected to be injected in various economic sectors of the country as a result of granting 190 water permits to applicants. WAMA Public Relations Officer Joshua Kapila says of the 209 applicants considered for water permits for commercial water use across the country, a total of 190 permits have so far been approved and granted. Mr. Kapila further says that the largest investment so far is in the hydropower sector, with an estimate of 1.5 billion worth of investment, while agriculture is estimated at 270 million Zambian kwacha.
The Water Resources Management Authority, WAMA Board, convened on 11th June 2020 to consider and grant water permits to applicants for commercial water use across the country. The authority wishes to inform the esteemed public that out of 209 applicants considered, a total of 190 water permits were approved and granted. The permits granted were for use of water for various economic activities. The envisaged direct investment that will be injected in the various economic sectors of the country as a result of granting these 190 water permits is approximately 2.624 billion kwacha based on figures provided by developers. The largest investment is in the hydropower sector with a 1.45 billion kwacha investment, followed by agriculture with a 720 million kwacha, municipal with a 360 million kwacha, mining with a 72 million kwacha, with industrial and aquaculture being 27 million kwacha and 12.6 million kwacha respectively. The WAMA Board of Directors wish to thank the general public and business houses that have supported the authority in its quest to ensure equitable access to water resources by all, and further wish to appeal to any interested party to come forward and apply for water permits for commercial use of water to safeguard their interest in accordance with the law. Further, the board reiterates its commitment in ensuring that our country's water resources are shared equitably.
Youths who attended the government-organized Youth Indaba Friday afternoon refused to dialogue with government against going ahead with their planned protest on the 22nd of June 2020. Earlier, government chased out the media from the meeting, saying it was a closed-door meeting between the two parties. By 1645, no youth had been allowed to speak according to those who were attending it. The agenda for the meeting was to discuss youth unemployment, corruption, infringement of human rights, tribalism, and regionalism. But instead, the meeting culminated in some youths praising government on what they have so far achieved under the Patriotic Front-led government. More follows in this report.
Why call for a meeting that benefits the Zambian youths but have it in closed doors? Youths in the country have been all over social media calling for transparency, freedom of speech, and clarifications on how certain issues are being handled in the country, such as the gold mine issue, the mistreatment of Zambian nationals by some foreigners, and the lack of inclusiveness of the youth in governance matters.
No. What is the constitution for? What are freedoms for? If people can speak up, let people speak up and speak out, you know, and you're supposed to stand with them because the things that they're speaking about are justifiable. No, guys, it hurts me. It does. We are such a rich country. We are such a rich continent. I think Africa is not poor. It is poorly managed. Tabe pere.
This resulted in the Ministry of Youth and Sport calling for a meeting with the youths so government and the youths can share ideas and government can be able to interact with the youths to hear their concerns. Are the concerns from the youths supposed to be a secret to the many Zambians for the media to be excluded in the discussions? Is it not important for the media to carry the story on how Zambian youths interacted with government, as the youths are the future leaders? Today, the 12th of June, government held a meeting with some Zambian youths so that the youths can air out their concerns. But no, the Fourth Estate is told to leave the meeting.
To the members of the press will be a closed-door session at which we will have only the participants, and that is the high-level panel that we have here and the youths themselves. And so, ladies and gentlemen,
is there something that government is hiding from the people that the Fourth Estate should not know? One would ask, if there is nothing, then why should the media not be part of the meeting where government and its youths are interacting? Moving forward, the Minister of Youth and Sports, Emmanuel Mlenga, says government will continue playing the role of providing a conducive environment for the youths in the country.
We invite the relevant authorities to provide responses to the youths. Even those that have shunned the meeting are more than welcome. Let your voices be heard, and you can have an opportunity to discuss issues with your peers and government at the same time in an amicable manner. No youth will face victimization or any form of quest to effectively participate in the development of our country. Once again, I urge you to feel free to air your views or concerns, challenges, and recommendations during this engagement. I hope that at the end of the meeting we'll come up with resolutions which I have to present to Cabinet. God bless the youth, God bless Zambia, God bless us all. Thank you.
Camnet News crew observed some youths who started this move, such as Chela Tukuta, the photographer, Brand Wembia, the artist and activist, and many more youths were not in attendance. The minister, however, still extended his invitation in the next meeting, which is likely to be held 2 months from now. Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Meanwhile, those who were allowed to speak questioned the conveners of the meeting why they had changed their agenda if the meeting was to discuss issues affecting the youths. Others also complained of lack of available opportunities. Here's a report.
The way we are speaking in this meeting, it simply shows that we are not here to dialogue with the leaders that speak, because you are not giving us enough chance. We better go home and not just speak here, because it's like there is no chance to speak. So what I'm saying is that the agenda that we were supposed to speak here, one of the issues we were supposed to bring out here, Madam Moderator and the Honorable Minister, is that we needed to see some of the things such as issues to do with corruption. We needed to see issues to do with freedom of expression. I was one of the people who were arrested. Last week for simple. So we are going to walk out of this meeting because this meeting is flawed. Let's vote. Let's vote. You've seen what has just happened. We went to the so-called fraudulent dialogue youth meeting, and nothing has come out of that meeting. You've seen what has happened. They are curtailing people from speaking. We knew that it was going to be a flawed meeting. You've seen what has happened just for yourself. Nobody is allowed to speak in that meeting. Many youths have been saying, no, don't protest, don't protest. Don't protest, just dialogue. Is that the kind of dialogue you can talk about, where they are failing to give chance to young people to speak? Is that the dialogue you are talking about? And that's why we are saying, those of you who are listening to me, we are saying that we are going to protest this issue. We are going to protest on the 22nd of June, with or without the permission of the police. The dialogue, you've seen that it is a process. They are not allowing people to speak, especially us who are coming from the opposition, especially us. they are curtailing people from speaking. Those of you who are saying that that we should do dialogue and we should not protest, tell me, how are we going to dialogue with such people who are not allowing youths to speak? How are we going to dialogue with people who are not going to speak? Me and my comrades here, we are resolute. Those of you who can call us sellouts, but we are saying that on the 22nd of this month, we are going to protest with or without the police. We have just boycotted the dialogue process. We have just walked out of that meeting because they are failing to listen to our views as young people. They want to speak to us. We went in the meeting where they set the agenda instead of us setting the agenda.
We take a break.
Savenda General Insurance Limited is a young and vibrant insurance company that is focused on changing the outlook of the insurance landscape.
At Savenda General Insurance, we believe in a quick settlement of claims because we believe the customer is the reason why we exist.
Such living proof motivates us to know that you can count on us to actually be there for you in times of need.
We have been able to pay claims of about 14 million kwacha.
Savenda General Insurance Limited offers aviation, agriculture, marine, fire, motor vehicle, engineering and construction, and miscellaneous insurance.
Come and see what we're able to offer, what we can do. You will never be disappointed because we are here for you.
For further details, call us on 0211 250 278 or 0955 555744.
Dr. Bigron, musaibala komutienda okuni gift na land. Uchitenkubeti uibise mojo basaione. Oh! Mwina mushi, nakuletera njinga. Latest ina rufesi gear na mawaipa.
Gift code tidi ya shidia njinga. Liam 19 pendef code. Transport, we got it.
Nanga phone for communication. Ipu sana chizungu. Yeah, you see what I mean?
It's a Camnet difficult.
It's communication. We got it. Indemo me. Powerful system ndimba X-Buzz.
Mufumine kukalale. Na mnaimo muli bankumushi. We got it. Yo Bigron, utole noleta nchemfule mungani. Get watch that poster and change. 1, 2, 3. Both of you. Kabala ngempang. Don't be stupid. We got it.
You're still watching Camnet Television. Camnet, not just another channel. We continue with the rest of the news. Transparency International Zambia, TIZ, has challenged the Ministry of Health to immediately provide the Zambian public with full information on the matter in which the ministry is accused of having awarded a huge contract to a non-existing company. TIZ Executive Director Maurice Nyambe says the Ministry of Health has in the last couple of years continued to make headlines for all manner of wrongdoings, particularly where public procurement is concerned. According to an article carried in the Tuesday edition of Newsdigger's newspaper, government through the Ministry of Health had last year awarded a 17 million United States dollar contract for the supply of the health center kits to a company called Honeybee Pharmacy Limited, which did not exist. More follow in this report.
The Ministry of Health has, in the last couple of years, continued to make headlines for all the wrong reasons, really, particularly when it comes to issues to do with procurement. And so we feel that the time has come for action to be taken in order to clean up the house and put a stop to this apparent rot. We therefore would like to call upon and challenge the Ministry of Health to immediately provide the Zambian public, the Zambian citizenry, with all the information related to this matter in order to clarify the circumstances under which what appears to be obviously a very, very gigantic procurement anomaly was allowed to happen. TIZ is concerned that government entities have continued to treat such procurement processes that cost huge sums of money with a laxity really that gives us a sense of trepidation really about what else is going on. You start wondering what else is out there that we do not know of.
A union activist, Mwape Msonda, has advised the Copperbelt Energy Corporation CEC to adjust the power contracts it signed with the mines as the power tariffs have drastically changed since the contracts were signed in the year 1997. Mr. Musonda says he is aware of the benefits of the bulk supply agreement of the mines, which are the major contributors to the country's economy. In April 2020, relations between the Copperbelt Energy Corporation, CEC, and ZESCO soured. We have more in this report. Barely a month ago, the Copperbelt Energy Corporation, CEC, confirmed the death of the bulk supply agreement, BSA, with ZESCO Limited. CEC confirmed the end of the long-term power purchase agreement following ZESCO's failure to meet the proposed mutual demands in an effort to put in place an interim agreement. The two had been in agreement since November 21, 1997, with the long-term agreement ending on 31 March 2020. The parties were unable to agree to a number of terms by the last day of the contract. The Copperbelt Energy Corporation's relation with ZESCO soured as CEC felt that the terms that government was demanding, if accepted, would be injurious to its operations. Critiquing the impasse, a local-based unionist and a youth activist, Mwape Msonda, says the two need to accept that the tariff for the power that they are consuming has changed, charging that the Copperbelt Corporation should renegotiate the terms with the mining companies they are currently supplying power to.
They need to renegotiate the terms with the mining companies that they are currently supplying power to. I mean, we are aware that CEC is also exporting power to Congo, DRC, and also with all the mines that are on the Copperbelt. So probably that's why they are skeptical in terms of accepting the new tariffs that ZESCO is offering them. So considering that, maybe our advice would be that they sit down with these companies, and also maybe with ZESCO as well. They need to sit down and try to reason with these companies that where CEC is currently supplying power, so that as they sit down, they renegotiate the terms. I mean, mining companies are the largest consumer of power in this country.
He says it is commendable that CEC has impacted the economy positively, urging ZESCO to reason with companies that are benefiting from the corporation. Further appealing to ZESCO to consider the implications likely to occur post the bulk supply agreement.
Out of it, so they should be able to pay the cost-reflective prices. If us as citizens were able to pay the cost-reflective prices, then it means that also the mining companies need to do the same. So CEC should sit down with the companies that they are currently supplying to and inform them that things have changed. The time we signed these contracts, we were giving you at this price, but where we are getting the commodity, which is electricity, things have changed, so we need to renegotiate. It's a big business decision that you have to make, but which is necessary.
However, CEC's position in the Zambian energy sector remains huge as it owns and operates powered infrastructure and assets worth more than $500 million for the economic benefits of the country. Reporting for Camnet Television in Lusaka, Zambia, Namwinga Mwinga. Political parties have pledged to strengthen the fight against political violence against women during and after elections. And the Zambia Center for Inter-Party Dialogue, ZCID Chairperson Jackson Silavwe, says women need to be given space for them to exploit their potential in politics free of violence. Speaking during a training of trainers workshop in conflict management and impact of political violence on women, Mr. Silavwe says the training of women in conflict management will not only end political violence against women, but will also work to end political violence against every Zambian.
We are convinced that based on their potential to shape public opinion and decisions through their political parties, governance structures, female leaders can effectively replicate their leadership potential responsibilities, as well as towards ongoing efforts aimed at promoting peaceful politics and denouncing political violence among party members and the general citizenry. based on the framework of the manual and its sessions, women should become more equipped and involved in mediation processes and peace-building skills. This is in response to emerging and reported politically motivated violence, featuring elements of gender-based violence, marginalization, and cyberbullying in Zambia's political sector. Women have the vibrancy and potential to mitigate and denounce political violence and being victims, which is currently prevailing in most cases. We hope that after these engagements that we have had in the provinces, our women and their male counterparts can use their knowledge to attract and ensure more and diverse members of the parties engaged in peaceful politics and publicly condemn political and other forms of violence to promote women participation.
The ZCID organized workshops in partnership with the HIVOS and Zambia Women's Lobby have been held not only in Lusaka but four other provinces that include Copperbelt, Western, Southern and Eastern. Among the political parties present are Green Party, National Democratic Congress, Patriotic Front, National Revolution Party, Forum for Democracy and Development, Movement for Multi-Party Democracy, the Democratic Party, Socialist Party, Golden Party and the United Party for National Development, and the United National Independence Party. The opposition United Party for National Development has expressed misgivings about comments attributed to Chief Chona of Monze district in Southern Province. On the 11th of May 2020, Chief Chona was quoted as saying Zambia does not need any change of government, stating that the ruling Patriotic Front PF government has brought about unprecedented development countrywide. The UPND, through its Lusaka Province Chair Lady Angela Moka, has since ruled that the chief offside, saying contrary to his comments, the country is bleeding from lack of development. Ms. Moka has challenged the chief to state which developments the PF has scored since coming into offices. According to her, the PF has only scored in dividing the country through tribal talk and violence, which has reached alarming levels. Here is a report. We are quite disappointed with Chief Chona's statement that the Republican President Edgar Lungu deserves another term of office in 2021, yet there is no development in Southern Province, where the chief hails from. Chief, do you know that Tongas are fired from some government's position because of their names? Chief, are you aware that Southern Province has no public colleges and major industries?
What have they done for your province, Southern Province?
What development are you talking about? Have you been bribed through the House of Chiefs allowances? We now take our third and final commercial break. Don't go away.
To increase sales of your products and services, advertise on Camnet TV. Reach your clients and target markets directly and see your business grow. For special rates, you can contact our marketing department on
0955 664 305 or 0978 290 626. Camnet TV.
Not just another channel.
You know I can take her a bake.
Yes, my dear.
I was thinking of getting you a Bugatti on your birthday.
Really?
I'm quiet. My name is Yana.
Don't worry, my dear. That's why there is insurance.
Insurance?
You heard me.
Not just any kind of insurance, but Savenda General Insurance, a company that offers superior customer service, highly professional and dedicated staff. We are not just any insurance company, but an insurance company that actually pays our claims. We cover, among others, fire, marine, aviation, engineering, agriculture, motor vehicle, and miscellaneous insurance. So, live life to the full, knowing that Savenda General Insurance has got you covered. Savenda General Insurance. Insurance excellence.
Welcome back, and now in international news, Burundi's top court has made a ruling aimed at ending the power vacuum created by the sudden death of President Pierre Nkurunziza on Monday. The Constitutional Court said that President-elect Evariste Ndayishimiye should be sworn in as soon as possible. Legally, the Speaker of Parliament, Pascal Nyambenda, should have become the interim leader. But the cabinet decided to refer to the court, and now Mr. Ndayishimiye is due to become president 2 months early. He was elected in May to replace President Nkurunziza, who had been in power for 15 years. Burundi's top judges said that in the constitution, the interim period under the Speaker of Parliament was designed as a time to hold fresh elections, but the President-elect's recent victory made this unnecessary. The ruling ends day of uncertainty about the succession in the small East African country, reports the BBC's senior Africa correspondent Annie Soy. Zambian striker Patson Daka has continued to his goal-scoring prowess. The Zambian striker Patson Daka has continued his goal-scoring prowess after he scored the third goal in Red Bull Salzburg 5-1 win over Stern Graz on Wednesday. Zamfoot reports Hungarian midfielder S. Dominic was the hero of the day as he netted a first-half hat trick, and Soboslai opened the lead in the 8th minute with a brilliantly taken free kick, leaving the Graz goalkeeper with no chance. The Hungarian teenage midfielder doubled the lead 2 minutes later with a well-taken left-footed strike inside the area after receiving a well-timed pass from Zlatko. Stern Graz pulled one back in the 16th minute after Stefan Herlander's free kick bounced awkwardly in front of Stankovic to make it 2-1. And Salzburg, however, restored their lead just 5 minutes later as Patson Daka scored from close range, finishing off Karin Adeyemi's shot, which hit the crossbar. Things turned from bad to worse for Graz 2 minutes to half-time as Zoboslai scored a beauty from outside the 18-yard area. We've come to the end of the news. A recap of the top stories. Government pleads for Bill 10 voters. Voter registration to begin in October ahead of the 2021 general elections. Government blocks youths from voicing out in the presence of media. In international news, Burundi court rules to end power vacuum following Nkurunziza death. And in sports, Patson Daka continues to shine. And the Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Isaiah chapter 54 verse 15, and it says, "If anyone fiercely attacks you, it will not be from me. Whoever attacks you will fall because of you." Always remember to mask up, stay home, maintain social distancing in the fight against COVID-19. This has been Namwenga Mwenga. Until next time, good evening and God bless you.